Hey, how you doing? I myself just got home from work a little bit ago. It's kind of a busy day. And if you're here in Ohio, what the hell is going on? Really? I mean, we had, like a whole week almost of like 60-degree weather. Fairly nice out, sunny. Today, I don't know, it's freezing. It's like 40-some degrees outside again. Guess old man Winter just decided to rear his ugly head for one more day. I think it's supposed to be back up in the 60s over the weekend. And then this next week, I think it's supposed to be variable between the mid-50s and, I want to say Tuesday or Wednesday, it's supposed to be close to 70 and sunny, so looking forward to that. Be able to get a lot more work done at work. Get some extra hours. It's always a good thing. Anyway, I'm here and I'm going to do an unboxing. This isn't your typical though. This isn't a Nerd Block or a Box of Dread or anything like that. This is a company that I've come to have a lot of admiration for because I like to read. I don't get to do it nearly as much as I'd like, mainly because after I get home from work, if I do have the energy to do stuff around the house, it's usually some cleaning, you do dishes, do laundry, check email, or with it getting warmer now, I'll be starting to go outside and clean up the outside of the house and the landscaping and stuff here. So don't have a whole lot of time to just sit and read. And when I do, like if I try to read, before I go to bed, it ain't very long before I'm starting to doze off. It's not because it's a bad story or anything, it's just because I'm freaking tired. But anyway, I have a full library here in my house, one upstairs room, that's all it is, it's books. So, I do like to read. In particular, I like horror genre. A lot of people know like the big mainstream names, Stephen King, Dean Koontz, Clive Barker. I'm sure there's a few other ones that are like the big mainstream ones, the ones most people know about. But there are a lot of authors that are just phenomenal that a lot of people maybe don't know about. And just to name a few, it'd be like Simon Clark, Tom Piccirilli, Douglas Clegg, Richard Lehman. There are a lot more. In particular, I became familiar with them originally through a little book club called the Leisure Horror Book Club. You got like two new paperbacks like each month for like, $12, $14, something like that. I can't remember how much it was. It wasn't bad. I got introduced to quite a few of them, especially Richard Lehman. That's where he came to be one of my favorite authors by reading a lot of his paperbacks. But then I found this other company that specializes in the high-end collectible books of these authors' novels. And some of what they have are novels that you could go buy at a regular bookstore or department store. Story-wise, it's the same story, but what makes theirs special is a lot of times the Outer Dust Jacket has unique artwork that's only available with their publishers' copies. They're almost always limited to a certain amount in the print run. And once they print that many, they're done. It's never printed again. And sometimes they'll have even extra stuff in the book. As in like a preface or an afterword, or even additional chapters, or another like short story, or something else that's included that you can't get on the newsstand copy of it. And a lot of times, some of the books they have aren't even offered anywhere else. You can only get them from that author through this company or this publisher. But one of the most unique things that they do is, and people that know me know that I've gotten a few of these, is most of the books they put out are signed by the authors. Or if it's like a short story collection, sometimes it's signed by multiple authors, or it's signed by the editor-in-chief, who his name is Richard Kismar, and the company that I'm referring to is Cemetery Dance Publications. So write that down if you're a reader, and especially if you like horror books and you want something that you just can't get anywhere else. Check it out. It's just www.cemeterydancepublications.com. They got all kinds of stuff on there. They even have Stephen King, Dean Koontz, stuff like that. But I guarantee you'll find something you want. Now, I mean, they're not the same price what you're going to go pay at the bookstore for these books. I mean, most of their books average anywhere from $35 to up to 55, 65, somewhere in there for your regular like signed editions. But they also have like letterboxed and trade editions that go above and beyond, and I mean some of those can be a couple $100. All depends on what you want to spend and what you're looking for. But they also have their own comics. So if you're a big comic fan, if you like horror comics, remember like the old EC comics, Tales from the Crypt, and Tales from the Dark Side. There's a couple of them I can't remember from back then, but they have one called Grave Tales that they publish, and I've actually got 1 or 2 copies of it. It's a pretty good comic. Anyway, that's the background on the company. Check them out. What I got today was, I believe it was the last box they were offering from this past year, which would be 2015. Just in case you didn't know what year we were in. I'm pretty sure that's what they said this was. But it is a grab bag. And several times throughout the year they'll offer grab bags, which for a certain price, it's usually like a pretty good discount over what you'd pay separately. You pay the one price, and then you don't have any idea what you're going to get. Obviously, that's what a grab bag. But you're guaranteed to get at least 2 or 3 times what you're paying, if not more. And this one in particular was called their last out of print grab bag, and I'm pretty sure they meant the last one for 2015. I don't think it was like their last one ever, because as they continue throughout the years, they're going to have more books that eventually are out of print, and where they don't sell all the printed copies. So they'll eventually probably do one of these again. But that's what this is. I can't remember exactly how much I paid. I'm sure it's probably got an invoice in there, so I'll be sure to tell you. But everything in here is out of print. You can't get it anywhere, short of going on like on eBay or something. So let's open it up and see what we got. And if you're wondering, this video is a little bit different because I'm not in the same room. I usually do them in my office. The camera on my laptop is kind of wanky. Did you notice, like in my other videos, it looked kind of fuzzy and stuff? I thought maybe it was just the light. I think it's just the camera itself. I think it's got a very big megapixel camera on that laptop. So I'm going to try, I'm using my iPad Air 2 right now. I'm going to see if it looks better after I upload this. One thing I will warn you, if you order stuff from this, be careful when you open a box because they love peanuts. Oh, they love peanuts. And not the edible kind either. Actually, what they should do is they should just pack these with like actual like peanut shells. Because I mean, they wrap the books themselves in a protective like air bubble package. So just put like peanut shells in, and then instead of throwing them away with all the styrofoam and stuff, or trying to recycle it, you could just take the peanut shells out, throw it in your flower garden. It'll break down over time. Yeah, here's the invoice, so I can tell you how much it was. With tax, it was $88.21. $88.21. Now, if you're wondering, as much as I talk about living paycheck to paycheck and stuff, how do I have money for this? Well, I happen to make some extra money because I sold off I sold some stuff that I didn't really need. And so I used, part of what I made to pay on some bills and like that. And then, I like to splurge once in a while. And they happened to send me an email about this. And I thought, should I or should I not? What the hell. You only live once. You can't take it with you. Live for today. Worry about tomorrow when it gets here. It's not a thing. It's always good to look ahead, but people get too worked up about shit. Worrying about the future isn't necessarily going to help anything. Worry about today, and then you won't have to worry about the future. Makes sense. All right, first thing we got in here is, hey, and this one I know I don't have. See, that's the thing. There might be some in here that I get that I already have copies of. But here it is. That is Looking Glass. Now, I don't know whether, I'm assuming that when I actually post this video up, it will actually automatically flip it so that that's not backwards when you're looking at it. But in case it doesn't, I'll read it for you. That is Looking Glass, and it's by Alex McVeigh. This is part of their signature series in the novella. Can't really read what number it is up there. Yeah, this normally retails for $35. Oh, this says it's Cemetery Dance Signature Series #1. Nice. And see what they said, I think they said when they were going through their warehouse, they actually found several shelves that they had just kind of looked over that had a bunch of old, from like a number of years ago that they had printed up and were out of print. So this might even be one that I went on and looked on there, because I think like most of everything that they printed you can find and like read about it on their website, but it'll say it's out of print and will never be printed again. So anyhow, retail for $35, and obviously it's the signature series because wow. Okay, it's illustrated by Alex McVeigh. This is actually a short story collection. And multiple signatures on there. It is signed by Alex McVeigh, Thomas F. Montiglione, Robert Morris, Tom Piccirilli, Al Sarantonio, John Skip, and Bev Vincent. So, that's pretty good. And it's also got a few stories in here by authors that it didn't sign it. At least I don't think they did, unless there's... Oh, never mind. I didn't look farther enough. It looks like it's signed by every author that's in here. This page has got Gary A. Braunbeck, Keelan Patrick Burke, Dominic Cancela, Ray Garton, Joe Hill, Brian Keene, and Tim Levin. This special signed edition is limited to 550 copies. That's nice. That is nice. That's nice. That's good. Alright, next we've got one called Jack and Jill. A very dark cover on it. Jack and Jill. And this is by Keelan Patrick Burke. It says something about the book up there, but it's so dark I can't read it. But yeah, it's signed, limited to 532 copies. I don't really see where it has the price on it. Oh, okay. Well, the one thing I can read up here says this book has been issued without a retail price. So that's what I'm assuming the reason for that is because the only place you could get this is actually through Cemetery Dance. Maybe, I don't know. I can't read the whole thing up here. It's just too little, too dark. Or maybe the room's just too dark. I don't know. Maybe it's my eyes. Alright, well, there's only one more book in here. But that's okay, because, I mean, like I said, they're all out of print. So, this is, hey, it's one of my favorite authors. This is great. One of my other favorite authors. Richard Lehman is I'm a big fan of, but I also have come to really like Douglas Clay. And this is The Abandoned by Douglas Clay. This one retailed for $40. And of course, you know, it's signed and limited to 750 copies. And that's a pretty thick book there. So many pages it is. About 425 pages. So, yeah, and the Cemetery Dance Publications, they're based out of Baltimore, Maryland. So, there you go. I mean, so if you do the math, most likely this Jack and Jill one, even though I don't have a price on it, it would normally, ones like this, when they're signed, they retail for either $35 or $40. So you're looking at 40 there, 40 there. That's almost, you know, what I paid for the pack. So this one has the 12 signatures in it and is #1 in the series. It's just amazing. You know, that was $35. So, you know, you're roughly $115, which ain't bad. You know, I paid $88 for it. I don't think there is anything else in here. No, just a lot of peanuts. A whole bunch of peanuts. Yeah. It was actually $79. It was actually $79 for the grab bag. And then $9.21 for shipping. So, $79. It's basically like I paid for like the 2 books, and then I got the one with all the signatures for free. Not bad if you ask me. Now, when will I get around to reading them? No. I mean, I literally got like 500 books up there. I've been reading the same one for like the past couple months. Just, you know, I try to do it and I end up dozing off, or I just don't have the time. But you can never go wrong with having books. I mean, unless you honestly just don't like to read, then it'd be kind of pointless to have books. But I like to read. You know, the thing I like about books is that it forces you to develop the picture yourself. Now, don't get me wrong, I love movies too. I'm a big movie nut, especially, again, horror movies, sci-fi, fantasy. But with books, you've really got to use your own imagination to paint the picture. So you can really make it really out there, make it really off the wall, over the top. And I've noticed, I think with books, especially when it comes to horror, I mean, there are only a couple of movies that I've seen in a horror genre that I can honestly say wigged me out just a little bit because they were freaking creepy. Books, on the other hand, yeah, there are a number of books that I've read because of my own twisted imagination left me thinking, phew, man, that's messed up. But yeah, it's all what you got up here. Whether you want to use it to paint the picture, or you can make it as grotesque, morbid, and scary as you like, or you can take it easy. That's it. I actually should be getting my next comic block, the new Evolved comic block here, pretty soon. I think I know UPS has got the label for it, but I'm guessing it probably won't actually hit the road and start my way until probably Monday, since Easter's over the weekend. So stay tuned for that. Well, stay tuned. You don't have to sit here and wait by the computer. That'd be stupid. Check back. I'll let you know what it is. In the meantime, hey, have a great weekend. Get out, maybe do something. Start your spring chores around the house. Technically it's it's the first day of spring was the other day. Granted, don't feel like it right now, but so I'm going to be doing here pretty soon. Starting to do some cleanup around here. Hope you enjoyed the video. Again, check them out, CemeteryDancePublications.com. If you're a fan of horror and thrillers, you will not be disappointed, and I guarantee you will love practically anything you get from them. And if nothing else, go on, and even if you don't find anything on there right now that you want to buy, go on, sign up for their newsletters. That way you'll be in the know about when they have sales and new books coming out. Like I said, they do a lot of stuff with the big mainstream names too. I know there's Bev Vincent, which is one of the signatures. She has done a lot of stuff in compilation with Stephen King. So check them out. That's it for me. I'll see you later.